This is our third week on the skincare pyramid. Previously, we have done protection and renewal. This week, we're talking all about regeneration, which is arguably one of the most exciting parts. One thing that I have noticed in clinic is the tendency for patients to often skip straight to the top of the pyramid. Maybe they're not using a retinol, maybe they're not using acids, but they might be using peptides and stem cells. As you've seen in the previous weeks, it really doesn't make sense to do it this way. So let's break it down into different categories. The first thing is peptides. What is a peptide? It's an amino acid which forms part of a biologically active protein. I think peptides are a really misunderstood thing. Like, what's in the skincare? Oh, it's just peptides. What does it do? You know, peptide stuff. What else is it going to do? So a peptide will act on something to make it do something else, like regulate an enzyme release or formation of a protein. There are 3 different families of peptides currently marketed: carrier peptides, signal peptides, and neurotransmitter peptides. A carrier peptide binds to something active and facilitates its transportation to a different site. Copper peptides, which were hot maybe a couple of years ago, are an example of this. Copper is an element necessary for wound healing, so a copper peptide transports copper into the skin to improve wound healing. In this case, the peptide was engineered to improve lines and wrinkles. Signal peptides increase things like collagen, elastin, proteoglycans. The most commonly known signal peptide is palmitoyl pentapeptide. This is a pro-collagen 1 fragment and has been shown to increase the production of collagen 1, 3, and 4. The third one is the one that I find the most interesting. That's neurotransmitter peptides. There's one called acetylhexapeptide 3, which works in the same way as botulinum toxin does, by modulating the SNAP25 protein. So it therefore relaxes the muscle and modulates the wrinkle. Is it as effective as an injection of botulinum toxin? No, it's not. Does it work a bit? Yeah, sure, it does. Some skincare these days contains growth factors and cytokines. Transforming growth factor beta 1 induces keratinocyte migration. Epidermal growth factor induces epidermal proliferation. Try saying that after a few drinks. One of the issues with topically applied growth factors is the size of the molecule and the penetration, because they're quite big. Most growth factors will have a size of around 15,000 Daltons, but anything above 500 Daltons in a hydrophilic molecule won't get through. Some clever people have managed to optimize the growth factors in certain ways to improve their delivery. And interestingly, even if the growth factor is just sat outside the skin, it can sometimes cause fibroblast-induced changes in the dermis, even though it's really far away. Stem cells are really hot right now, whether animal-derived or plant-derived. These are pluripotent cells which can basically turn into anything infinitely. You do have stem cells in the sebaceous gland and the hair follicle. A stem cell won't be able to survive in a skincare formulation, however, so you're going to have derivatives of stem cells in skincare. An example of this might be snail egg extract, which I didn't even know was a thing. Sounds delicious. This has been shown to improve stem cell proliferation and migration, improve cell adhesion, and promote extracellular matrix formation. I mean, that just sounds like nothing, I know, but it's all good stuff for your skin. One really hot topic is circadian rhythms. As somebody who used to work night shifts, I can tell you, messing around with your body clock does some weird things to you. During the course of the day, the pH of your skin, for example, will change. You might have noticed that your skin, for example, is oilier towards the end of the day, and at night has the greatest chance of DNA repair and cell proliferation, which makes sense if you think about it, because that's when you should be asleep. This is a pretty mad product. So it targets the area between the epidermis and the dermis. It contains a peptide complex which helps the structural properties of that particular area, which I know sounds quite niche. It also contains 0.25% retinol, bakuchiol, which is kind of like retinol, 11 different antioxidants, ceramides, and a pre- and postbiotic. So it's really hitting all 3 different levels of the skincare pyramid. The last product is from Dr. Levy. His whole thing is creating products which contain stem cell derivatives. So this is a plant-based stem cell derivative, and the whole purpose behind it is to activate your own stem cells. And it's been shown to give you improvements in firmness, skin hydration, radiance. It's got their proprietary argan CDV in it, but actually a lot of the products in the range also contain various different peptides, antioxidants such as vitamin C and E, hyaluronic acid, and they also have this thing called stress cell repair, which contain DNA repair enzymes shown to improve cellular repair after UV exposure. But I just want to stress that things like that are really at the top of the skincare pyramid, so you gotta be doing all the other stuff as well first. So that's the last of our 3-part skincare special. As part of my consultations and ongoing treatments with my patients now, I'm making sure that we do cover their skincare. I think it's really important to maximize the results of everything that I do in clinic by making sure that you're doing as much as possible at home to maintain your results. So if you have any skincare questions or comments, or if you're not sure where a particular skincare product fits into the skincare pyramid that you've been using, just drop it in the comment section below. Let's start some narrative.